Hi, everybody. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. Today, we're here to take a look at the Oracle of Mystical Moments by Katrin Welch Stein. This is new in my collection, so this will be kind of a new to me, old to you. Although I have been working with this deck for a little while now. I got it in maybe a couple of weeks, maybe about a month ago, and I've been working with it. I just used it for my new moon and Scorpio reading, and I really enjoy using it for moon readings. And so today, what I wanted to do was do a walkthrough of it because I know a lot of people may have already seen it. I think it came out in 2016, 2017. So it's been out for a little bit, but it's new to me. It's new to me. So I wanted to do a quick walkthrough and then I want to play with some pairs. I think there are a couple of new decks that I've gotten in my collection and then a couple of older decks that I think might go with it. So I've got them stacked up here. I was using this one with it when I did the moon reading. This is the mini Tarot of Mystical Moments. And of course, that's a perfect pair, right? And so I'll show that to you if you want to see it. But I have some other things that I'm curious about. So yeah, let's get into it. All right. So we've got the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck and book set. It says visionary collage artist Katrin Welch Stein intermixes unexpected elements of nature and imagination, creating a sumptuous world where flower spirits and floating castles happily coexist. Each of the 52 oracle cards captures a magical moment full of delightful surprises and vintage charm. Powerful messages in the 44-page guidebook lead you into discoveries of insight that inspire new ways of looking at life. And what I've found, and you can see the foil accents here on the box, just like the larger version of the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and just like the mini version of the Tarot, these are the US Games regular sort of buttery, I call it the buttery matte stock. Some people call it like a waxy coating. It's just a very, like a semi-gloss or a not quite. See, you can see it catches the light just a little bit, but it is matte. It's like a semi-matte coating. It's their regular cardstock. If you're aware of what their normal cardstock looks like or feels like, this is the inside of the box. So this is a little white book, 44 pages, and the introduction says that you can use it in a daily routine. Pull a card every morning, get in a relaxed mood, use calm music, light a candle, hot cup of tea. It's that kind of a deck. It's like a nice inspirational deck. And so there's the imagery, which I find for me, um, just awakens a whole new meaning to the card. So sometimes I'll look at the images and the title, and I might see something completely different, then open up this book and get something completely different. And that way I feel like it gives me layers, and I really enjoy that about this deck. So guidebook offers you the number on the card and the title, and then you get a few keywords that are not available on the card. So you have some keywords, and then you have a write-up on the imagery and what the imagery is meant to symbolize some questions to ponder. And that's what you get for every card. And then at the end, you have about the author, and then a little bit of information on US game systems, and that's the book. And we'll read one at the end. So these are the backs of the cards, and I'm pretty sure these are reversible. I did try mixing in reversals and I didn't seem to have any issues with that. Sometimes I think something's reversible and it's not, but it looks reversible to me. I didn't put them in order because I don't feel like they need to be. So let's take a quick flip through of the cards. We have like a bird, the woman holding herself, and then this bird almost becoming a part of her. She also has wings like a bird. We have liberty. I like this image because what I saw, I mean, there's so many things that feel freeing. Her hair is like a cloud. This bird is coming out of its cage. But I also thought that there were so many things that felt stuck here, right? The stars and the moon are stuck on a mobile or something. The bird, while it's coming out of its cage, it looks like it's being lured by something that's in this woman's hand and behind her back. Instead of flying away, you're getting caught up in something else, right? And I don't know, there were just a lot of things that came up for me when I saw this card. So I thought that was quite interesting. And then when I looked in the guidebook, I got messages like choices. It says here, choices, confidence, letting go, self-determination. So then that gave me even more to chew on. So I really like these cards. I feel like there's so many layers to them. And if you have your own associations with symbols and imagery, she put a lot of things in here that have like archetypal meanings to them, things that we all know or associate meanings like as a collective, like butterflies, for instance, on this transformation card. um, Here we have a long way home. It looks very nostalgic. It looks like they're taking their home with them. So maybe this is something that they're carrying with them, like a memory or something like that as they travel. Um, I saw this and I was like, that looks like the Yves Saint Laurent symbol. um, so we have tiny triumphs. Look at this little mouse. Well, I guess I don't know how little the mouse is. It's like full of people size, person size. So then we have the perfect key, moon dance, day and night. So some of the keywords, I feel like I love the way she's holding the sun in this one. Some of the keywords I feel like are pretty straightforward. You have day and night, you have cycles, you have duality here, right? And you can take meaning from that. Oh, sunny day, it's a new day on the horizon, that kind of thing. But then you have stuff like this white rose of hope, and you're just like, what? But the guidebook has because a white rose makes me think of death, right? So then the guidebook says hope beacons solutions and beginnings. So if I'm thinking about death and endings and beginnings of cycles, okay, that makes sense. So it's like, yeah, something ends for a new thing to begin, and with that new beginning comes hope, right? So yeah, I can see that one. Sea witch. And then it's like, well, what's going on with this sea witch? This type of card, it does leave me wondering because the title here, Sea Witch, makes me think Ursula. Automatically, when I see Sea Witch, I think Ursula because I grew up with the Little Mermaid, And then this little girl, she looks like a little kid. She doesn't look like she's scared. She's scary. She has a windmill in her hand. She's got octopus tentacles and things like that, or some maybe jellyfish tentacles or something. Jellyfish tentacles sting, and so then there's that. But this fish is close to her and it's not getting stung. And there's all of these sort of things that I can glean meaning from in this card. But when I read the guidebook, the keywords are innocence, joy of play, and wonder, which I feel like are completely different from what I would see if I look at the picture. So it gives me layers to work with, touch the sky, just giving Rapunzel. Weaving flowers. This is the front of the box. Morning dew. Love the size of this leaf and these water droplets next to this woman. It's so surreal. Everything just is like the sizing is crazy. The people are half human, half animal. The animals are half animal, half human. Like this woman has feathers for the bottom part of her body is feathers, and it's just interesting, it's just an interest. She has interesting artwork that really plays with lets my imagination play and run wild in a reading, and I really enjoy that. But then the guidebook keeps me grounded because the guidebook is really focused on inspirational messages. So if I do get a little bit lost, because I feel like for me, sometimes I'm leaning into like a darker meaning with some of these cards, which is why I was playing with the upright and reversed, because I was like, if I pull it reversed, maybe I go with my own darker mind. And then if I pull it upright, I go with the guidebook meaning. That's kind of what I was playing with it. I don't know how it's working, but that's what I was playing with anyway. Because one like this, I'm seeing this person under this umbrella. It's like under my umbrella, they're on this pink bird, and this umbrella is like barely keeping them from getting caught in the rain, but it is keeping them from getting caught in the rain. So it's just letting me think like all around them is negative, but under their umbrella they're able to hold on to positivity with doing whatever they need to do, or maybe gleaming hope from whoever they need to, or help from whoever they need to, right? So that's kind of the like the what I get from this when I look at this. And then here it says in the guidebook, it says compassion, care, friendship, and protection. So that's more layers. So if I pulled it upright, I would go with the guidebook, and if I pulled it reverse, I would go with what I see in the picture. And that's kind of how I was playing with it for the moon reading. So we have pure nature. She's like, I'm just wearing a birthday suit, queen bee. Rose garden, new directions. So this gives me freedom as well, right? Like these seeds are going out into the world to plant themselves somewhere else now, and someone has hitched a ride. The art of seduction, flower spirit, very playful and joyous, protective nest. She's protecting a big egg here. Um, red garden. So that makes my mind think about all of the things that we may be protecting and what we're prioritizing in that protection, because we can't keep everything under wraps all the time, or we would never, connect with anyone if we were always hiding every single thing. So it's like, well, what are we prioritizing? What's more important to keep protected, and what's more important, less important? Something that this up here is more vulnerable than what she has hidden down here. Red garden, observer, gardener, or the gardener. My home is my castle. She's carrying it on her back. House of flowers, and then offering some of it to someone, which I think is interesting. It's like my casa is mi casa is su casa kind of thing. Butterfly garden, my dear friend, bloom, all is connected, home in the sky, many homes in the sky, lullaby, very pretty. I don't know if you can. You can see the scene on the cello there. It's like a very emotional scene reflected from the music, reflected in the music. Night ride, the, the owls riding the elephant, so cute. And then there's stars in the water, so cute. No rain today. Secrets. Secret, can you keep it? Stranded. Do you remember that? There was a show. Was it called Pretty Lies? That had a. It just came to mind the theme song. Elixir of life. Sorry, my mind. I'm telling you, it plays with my imagination. Can you hear me? Keys on trees. When I first saw this card, the keys on trees, and I was like, what in the world is going on? Why is this? First of all, how did this big elephant get up these little bitty steps? How did he even get up there? And then the trees have all the keys around him and he can't get out. But even if he gets out, how is he going to get down? And I had all kinds of questions. So then I looked in the guidebook and it said, on top of the winding, shiny metal tower, there is an elephant captured in a cage. A vast jungle of giant trees and plants surround him. But the elephant is not distressed. I was distressed, but the elephant was not distressed. There are keys hanging from trees, and if he picks one, he can open the cage and release himself into the wild. No situation is too complicated to be solved. Look in unexpected places for answers. You have the creativity to find the way out. So I thought that was like, yeah, a nice way to bring it around because I was distressed, but he is not distressed because no situation is too complicated to be solved. Sleeping Beauty's dream. And then the last one here is Eva. And again, these are the backs. So let's look at card size. This is a normal tarot card size. You can see that they are the same width, but they're a little taller, a little bit taller. So the same width as a tarot card, but just a tad bit taller. They are about as tall as a normal size oracle card, but more narrow. And so that's the size. And I told you the cardstock is the US Games buttery matte stock. For me, I'm going to shuffle them like this because I have short fingers and trying to shuffle them the other way is difficult for me. But like this, I can shuffle with no problem. Okay. And the overhand is good, nice and smooth. And so is the fan because it's on the a lovely buttery matte. And let's pick a card. I want this. I think it's this one. Maybe we can read them both. All right, so we have My Dear Friend and Queen Bee. Let's read them both because they are short write-ups. So let's start with My Dear Friend. Okay, so here you go. If you'd like to read it for yourself. It says lifelong friendship, dependability, and solidarity. If you recall the card, The Journey, you may recognize a similar scene here with the woman riding a deer. Oh, should we pull out The Journey? Let's pull out The Journey. Hang on, let me find it. Okay, here's The Journey, and this is the one I'm reading now. So it says, if you recall the card The Journey, you may recognize a similar scene here with a woman riding a deer, but this time, both the woman and the deer are much older. Time has passed, and the two are still companions. They have seen many seasons together, many sunny joys and the cold sorrows. Their wisdom has grown, like the graceful antlers the woman holds for comfort. The deer supports her, and she returns a loving touch to her dear friend. And so that's the write up for My Dear Friend. Okay. Let's read The Journey while we're here and just see what it says for The Journey. Love of adventure, curiosity, and appreciation. A young girl gently rides a deer. Both the girl and the deer are having fun on their adventure. They are playful and curious. Sometimes we get so caught up in the destination, we forget to appreciate the journey. But if we neglect the little things on our path, like soft grass under our feet or the unconditional love of an animal, we are missing out on the precious moments. A new friend or acquaintance with a different point of view can help us see things we may have overlooked. Okay, so they're enjoying life together here, learning to stop and smell the roses, and then they've been together for a long time, and they're appreciating the familiarity that they have with each other in this one. Okay. I mean, in this one, I can see the fawn and the grown deer here, but I can't see these two people looking the same. They look different to me, very different, and especially their faces. So I don't know that I buy that, but I mean, I can understand a journey like that between two friends, learning to appreciate life and grow together and understand what makes life fantastic together. And then in their older years or later years, um, looking back at that, what they've learned together and appreciating that they can know each other and how familiar they are with each other and just finding that appreciation. So I can see that sort of a journey. I don't know that I would have seen it if she hadn't said it in the guidebook, though. So here we go. Queen Bee, strength, growth, motherhood. Here it is if you'd like to read it for yourself. Madam Queen Bee is big and strong, yet gentle and mothering. Her skirt is a flower tower, a home for bees that sustained our ecosystem. She gives strength, power, and life to her surroundings. She is Mother Nature. She is responsible for the tulips that send energy into the world and all that grows to know the beauty of each day. Her children are the children of Earth. She nurtures us all. Okay, so she's nurturing and she's sending things out into the world. How interesting. So if I was to pull that card as like a daily pull, then I would want to pull some tarot cards to see what can I nurture today? What can I grow, you know? So let us look at some pairings. We'll start with the little mini mystical moments because that's what I came here to do. I really want to see what kind of pairings. I have a whole little stack of about 4 decks, five, well, not including this one, 4 decks here that I want to try. But before we get started, let's do this. So this is going to be a perfect pair. If you don't mind the size difference in the cards, they are on the same cardstock, and so they have the same luminosity, and they are same artist. So very, very beautiful together. We have 6 of Swords with Strength and the Perfect Key. I was going to say that's a key, but no, that's an anchor. We have the White Rose of Hope with the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands. And then one more. Change of Seasons with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Wands. If you would like to see a full walkthrough of this little mini mystical moments and the other mini decks US Games released, I have a full walkthrough of all of them, and I'll pop that up in the cards for you right up here. And you can always find those cards down below the description box at the end of the video. If you look below the description box, that's where you'll find the list of all of the cards that I've put up there. Or you can click the link and go there in the moment if you prefer. And a deck that I'm really curious to see if they'll go together, is this Curious Travels tarot deck. This is another tarot deck from US Game Systems. And they have just, US Game Systems just released the mass market version of this. There's also an indie version of this deck. I do believe that indie version is still available at the time I'm filming this. Now, I don't know how long that's going to be, but this is the mass market edition. And I think that this is so whimsical. It's not as surrealist as Katrin Weltstein's artwork, but it's definitely, I mean, on par with the whimsy. So I thought, and it feels like a journey, and it feels inspirational, and it feels soft, and it feels kind. And I just thought they might go together. So the colors seem to match up. So we're just going to see. Let's just try it out. So we have the Chariot with the Knight, and let's pull this one out because we saw that one already. With tiny triumphs. Oh yeah, I like that. The Knight of Swords and the Chariot with tiny triumphs. Knight of Swords and the Chariot card can feel like a lot of energy, a lot of movement, and a lot of like push, right? Bursts of energy. And this tiny triumphs card being right between them, kind of being a stopping, a stop gate for them, is almost like maybe we have to, instead of pushing so hard, stop to kind of take a beat and see the tiny triumphs before we keep going, and take stock of those tiny triumphs, because sometimes we can just keep going and going and pushing and forget what we're even pushing for, and it can get tiring, all that pushing, and we don't even remember why we're doing it. So maybe this is a kind of an opportunity to take a breath and remember that. So we have here Day and Night with Knight of Cups and Temperance. This is a lot of water. This one is about balance, duality, and things. When we have day and night and cycles, and then we have Temperance, which is also about a balance and dualities and polarizing things. I think it's so interesting that they came up here together. They seem to really enjoy working together, don't they? Let me see. Elixir of Life with the Three of Swords and the Two of Wands. So if this is this is where we were, and here we are finding the thing that brings us back to life, because we've been so caught up in our mind and caught up in these thoughts that are stabbing us in the heart, right? Thoughts that are painful, and maybe even they won't stop. They just keep swirling. We have to find what it is that can help us see past this. It's going to be an emotional thing, not a mental thing. So we have to find something emotional to pull us from this mental space. And then we'll be able to see more clearly where we can make plans to be completely remove ourselves from this space. Sleeping Beauty's dream with the Two of Coins and the Nine of Swords, which, whew, if the dream, this is like a bad dream, right? I would hope Sleeping Beauty's dream isn't, but I love that he has all these arms. I think it's so cool in that card. Flower Spirit. Oops, I've mixed the cards up here. I've got them all mixed up. Oh my goodness, I do that sometimes when the backs are similar, because the backs look similar, so I mix them up. So we have Flower Spirit with the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Swords. And one more. The Art of Seduction with the King of Swords and the Sun. So I think that this is beautiful together. And I think that the coloring, especially in this one, it just feels very, I don't know, 1920s. What is that art style? It's not deco. Is it deco? Is it called deco? No. What is that art style that is like very like Great Gatsby, like, I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of it. I can't think right now, but that's what it's giving. And I like it. So yes. Yes, to this one. Definitely going to be using these together. Oh my goodness, look how I mixed them all up. This is bad. I like using them together, but I have to be careful because I'll end up with some of the cards in the wrong box if I keep doing that, right? So the next couple of decks are decks that I just got. I haven't opened them. This is the Niceta Cy Tarot. I am interested in this deck and I have been for years. And Llewellyn had a sale. I heard this was going out of print, so I went ahead and picked it up because I don't want, sorry about all that noise. I don't want to be wanting it and it go out of print and then I'm not able to get it. And I have to pay $100 for it when I could have gotten it for 15 at the Llewellyn sale. So so I picked it up. So here we go. Niceta Cy Tarot. Let's get it out of its plastic. Let me free it from its plastic and then we'll take a look. Okay, so we're just going to take a quick look at these. I'm not going to shuffle them because I don't want to put them out of order because I haven't even checked to make sure all the cards are here yet. So I just want to make sure that, I like to check that before I shuffle the cards. And also I like to look at them all just to get a feel for them. So I'm not going to shuffle them, but I did want to see them together. Let me zoom in just a little bit. So there's something about the Oracle of Mystical Moments that feels whimsical and inner child to me. And there's something about this, there's not something about this. These doll-like figures feel like a dark inner child deck to me. And this one feels very light. So I feel like they could balance each other, I thought. And the coloring is similar. So I thought maybe, and I don't think I'm wrong in this. What do you guys think of this pairing? Let me know in the comments below. If you have these decks and you've ever paired them together, how do they work together? How do they read together? Do you feel like they support each other or that they could support each other? Let me know in the comments below. I think they look great. What is this creepy monkey? I don't know about this deck, y'all. This is my first time even ever holding it in my hands. You saw me take it out of the plastic. So this is cool. This Two of Wands. Yeah, I like it. I think I'm gonna, once I get to know the Niceta Cy Tarot, I'll know better. But as far as aesthetically, I like this pairing. So that's an option as well because I didn't get the Oracle for the Niceta Cy Tarot. So maybe this could be its little friend. We'll see. All right, so that's the Cy Tarot. Okay, so the last little deck that I have here that came in from a Kickstarter that I have not opened yet that I really want to try is this Cat Tarot. So let's see about this one. I don't know how cats are going to do, but I feel like there's a lot of natural elements in this tarot deck. I mean, in this oracle deck. So I feel like they should. Oh, this is the front of the box, guys. If you haven't already seen this one, if you want to see more about this one, Julie over at Peekaboo Rose did a whole walkthrough. I just thought these would be fun. I thought these cats could live in the same world as these beings as well. So maybe the backs certainly favor each other. So there's that. I'm excited to try these together. What do you guys think? Would you use these together or are they too stark for the this one is a collage. It's a collage deck, but I feel like I don't know if she's collaged like paintings together or if she's collaged like her own paintings with images from from pictures and stuff. I really don't understand this artwork. Every time I see it, I'm like, what is this? But it's beautiful. However she does it, it's lovely. I think these are digital paintings, if I remember correctly from the Kickstarter. I think they're digital. They might be watercolor paintings, but I think that they're digital watercolor. If I'm wrong, correct me down below. I can't remember, but I thought that these could look nice together, and I kind of like them. I think these are fun. Look at this adorable strength card. I can't wait to look through this deck and see. Look at this page of cups. Look at him, his little closed eyes. her with her little robe. I love this Page of Cups so much. It's almost like an older person. I have another deck where a Page of Cups feels a little bit older but still vibrant, you know. What is that one called? Is it called the Unfolding Path Tarot? And I really love that Page of Cups as well. So I love the coloring on this cat deck. I don't think I have another cat deck with a similar color palette, so that's perfect because if you know me, you know I have a lot of cat decks. So it's nice to when I get one that really feels very different from the others in my collection. So I like this. I think this is going to be great. So yay, I'm excited to see that I have a lot of decks that I seem to go really well with the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Aesthetically and even energetically. So I'm excited about this. I really am. I'm so happy to have this deck finally in my collection. So thanks for coming along with me on this little Oracle of Mystical Moments adventure. I know it was a little bit all over the place, but you know, sometimes that's how it is when you have a new deck and you're trying to figure it out. And this deck, I feel like, doesn't want to be caged anyway. So it doesn't want to have a plan. It doesn't want to follow a plan anyway. So yeah, I wanted to do it. I really wanted to try some of those decks that I hadn't even opened with it, and even just to look at them. And I wanted to play with this deck a little bit more and see a little bit more. I think that I am going to continue to try it with moon readings. I really enjoyed it with my Scorpio new moon reading. Now, this deck does feel very watery, very emotional to me. Like I said, it does feel very inspirational. So I think that could be why it seems to work so well for a Scorpio new moon reading. But I'm going to try it again at the full moon and see how that goes, and just keep trying it in moon readings and see if it works, if I seem to like it. If I do, we'll let it be there for a little while. I do enjoy it for daily inspirational pulls as well. So we'll see. Maybe it'll end up in my kitchen for daily inspirational pulls. Um, I doubt it though, because I think that the imagery really wants to be the imagery really wants to be here on my table with tarot, I feel like. So I can find myself using this in daily pulls with tarot cards. I think that's where I'm going to be using this, or in moon readings where I'm using oracle and tarot together. That's where I see it. But let me know what you're doing with it. If you have this deck, if you've been using it, how are you using it? What are you using it with? How is it best performing for you and your collection? I'd love to hear about it down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I enjoy hearing from you guys. It lets me know what you guys like, and it also lets the algorithm know that you guys like the videos, and it helps them get out there, helps support the channel. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle, and I would love to have you. There will be a link in the description box below. There will be links in the description box below where you can pick up this deck for yourself if you would like one, and anything else that you saw here today. If I can find links, I will put them down below. And in my description box, down below the description box, you'll find any cards that I mentioned, anything that I said, oh, I'm going to pop it up here in the cards for you. Those will all be down there. And in the description box, there's also lots of information. You can check it out. I usually put other videos that you can watch that you might enjoy. There's information on how to support the channel, all kinds of stuff down there. So if you have time, take a look. And until I see you guys next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye-bye.